Hey everyone, welcome to the Socially Awesome podcast. I am so excited to be hosting this interview today with Matilda from Momming Smart. I'm so excited to have her, for you to hear all of the things that she is building in her business as a fellow mompreneur. Welcome, Matilda.
Hi.
So excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
Tell me a little bit about you. Let's just dive right in. I want to know about you. I know you're a homeschooling mom. You and I have connected a little bit there on just both being mompreneurs. You know, my daughter walked in here a few minutes ago. Like, it's been a thing. You know, we're always home with the kids, but how are you? Tell me about you and how you're building, you know, with your children at home and building that business around your family. That's pretty cool to me.
Thank you. So, like you said, I am Matilda B, and I'm a wife. I'm a homeschooling mom. I'm an entrepreneur. And my focus right now is like time management. It's creating those pockets of time. How did I get started? About 5 years ago, I realized that there was something missing. And that realization came from the fact that I'd always known, you know, from the time I was a little girl, that I was made for more and I had all these big dreams. But then when you have your kids and that focus shifts to them, we forget about ourselves. And that's what happened to me. I focused on my children, and then I started feeling like there was something missing. And that's how I actually started my entrepreneur journey. It was that realization that I was made for more.
I love that. I love that. And I believe I know your story, but I want you to tell a little bit about a lot of my audience gets started or has started or is currently in network marketing. And isn't that how you kind of got into the business world to begin with and then branched from there? Am I correct?
That is.
Okay.
Yes.
And in the health and wellness space, in the beauty space, what space were you in?
So the very first person who reached out to me invited me to more of the home space, right? So like your kitchen and your food and all of that. So that's where I started off. And it took her 2 years to get me to say yes.
Yeah. It's hard for us to say
that
yes
story.
sometimes. Yes, it is. It's difficult. We say yes to all the right things, and then we put we say yes to all the wrong things, right? The people-pleasing side of us. And we very often forget to carve out that time for ourselves, which is what you specialize in helping women figure out.
Yes.
But how did you go from being in network marketing, right? Monetizing the or direct sales, I'll say, like building a business off of someone else's product, to where you are now, you're hosting a masterclass coming up. You have built a business around helping women solve a problem that I'm sure you saw while in your network marketing journey or beginning you saw these women have a struggle and you were like, I can fix it. I can help that. So tell me how you made that shift into what you're about to launch.
So when I got into network marketing, it was really just for me and my family. It was that feeling that, yes, I was made for more. But at that point, what I thought the more was just making an extra income, just contributing to the home that way. But as I worked through within the network marketing, as you work on personal development, you start to realize just what that more is for you. And I realized that for me, it was not just for myself. It was also for all the other moms around me. I know that I'm called to a place where I help other moms find that space where they can create financial independence for themselves without necessarily turning their backs on being at home, right? Like I said, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and that always is my focus, right? So it was not just for myself, but it was also that realization that I was made to help others find that space too. So that's kind of how that switch came. It was through that personal development, learning more about myself and what I'm called to do.
Right. Oh,
yeah.
I love that. And so you have a community, a Facebook community where women can come and connect and network, and it's called Momming Smart Community. Is that correct? So tell me a little bit about what how you pour into these women in that community. What are things that you do inside that community?
So within the community, we share, or let me share it this way. The basis of that community and the basis of the brand Momming Smart is to help women create this harmony between chasing their dreams and being present for their families. So within that community, we focus on the things that you can do, the structures that you will set up, the systems that you can put in place so that you can build this business, you can chase this dream, but still be present for your family, not dropping the ball on, taking your kids to soccer or spending one-on-one time with your children, not dropping the ball on all those things. We address things like mom guilt because that's a big one, right?
It's real.
You're sitting in your office. I'm sitting here right now and I'm like, okay, I'm sitting here, we're having this interview and my kids are watching TV. Am I feeling guilty for that? I've worked to a place where I'm not, but
most moms
most moms are, right? You feel that guilt. And so it's walking you through the understanding of, all the roles that moms wear, understanding that motherhood is a role. It's not your identity. You're more than motherhood. It's helping you create those systems to say, how do I get things done and still have time for, to do the things that I want to do. So that's what the community is about. That's what the brand is about. And that's what I'm about.
Oh, I love that. Because I mean, as a new full-time entrepreneur, so within the last several months, and I've had a lot of struggle with prioritize. Like, I've got to get this business built. I didn't leave myself a backup plan, but then also having on this hand, like, are my kids getting everything that they need from me on a daily basis? And then having that mom guilt when I'm like, I just got to lock myself in the bathroom for 2 minutes and take a brain break. So like, I love the fact that you help women discover that, because I think it's often that people aren't willing to put their hand out and ask for help. And then they struggle with it internally to where they either quit or they don't have balance and they burn out. So it's one or the other. So I'd love that you help women discover that balance. So tell me a little bit about, you've got a masterclass coming up called Run Your Day Like a Boss.
Yes.
So what will women get out of Run Your Day Like a Boss? What can these women look forward to if they were to join your masterclass? Is it going to be implementation? Is it going to be learning about what you do on a daily basis? Is it going to be group coaching? What is this masterclass about?
So the masterclass is focused on more of the back end kind of things, right? When we think about productivity, when we think about getting things done, you think about, actually sitting down and doing the things. But there are foundational pieces that you want to put in your day to structure your day so that you actually are able to do the things. I mean, if you think about going on a road trip, you're all excited about the destination. But even as you think about the destination, as you map out your journey, you want to fix your car. You want to make sure that your car is ready for that journey. So Run Your Day Like a Boss is sharing those foundational pieces that successful people, that high achievers, that productive people make sure they have in their day so that they can get the things they want to do done.
Perfect. And I will make sure for anyone that's watching or listening, video or podcast, that the link to the masterclass is in the show notes for everyone. And Matilda, I will run this video. When does your masterclass start?
So the masterclass is October 14th at 1 p.m.
October. Okay, so I'll run this video when we're finished. I don't want it to launch after your masterclass. So we're going to have a interview Friday. I'm excited about it because I want people to understand the importance of that. Because as a new entrepreneur, even when I was working full-time and doing a side business, starting my entrepreneurial journey, having that DMO in place and I very often would sit down, I'd carve out this hour to do my daily tasks. And like you said, and like my husband has gotten onto me 1,001 times, I don't have procedures or foundation, or I wouldn't have procedures or foundations. And so I would sit down and I'd go, okay,
what do I do now?
I got an hour to do it, but I don't know how to do it, or I don't have time to do it, or like my brain was like, blah, 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 blah. If I had that foundation, or like I said, he's gotten on to me 100 times. If you just had a procedure, you had a procedure on what are the things you need to do before you go live? What are the things you need to do before you do those foundations?
Yes.
Then I probably wouldn't have been so all over the place. My 20 hours a day that I'm working would turn into 10 because I would be running it like a boss. So
yes,
I am, it's all sinking in. It's sinking in right here in front of you and in front of him, but whatever.
yes.
But I love that. And then tell me a little bit about, I know you have what is it? 10 ways a busy mom can win their time back. You have some kind of offer for people to be able to get into your world and you get free value from you. Tell me a little bit about that PDF that you have, because I definitely want to share that with my audience as well.
Yes. So like I said, I help moms find time, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the things that moms struggle with is that you look at your day, right? And you look at your 24 hours and it is so packed that you don't see where you can find 5 minutes. Like you said, we hide in the bathroom because that's the only 5 minutes we get, right?
Yeah,
so 10 ways. So that's why I put this together. It's 10 simple ways. 7 of them you can actually implement within the week, right? Within the week that you read this PDF, you can start, switching things around and saying, okay, how can I, what can I switch around so that I can, have time? It's like meal prepping, it's simple things that will just give your day structure and a little more time freedom.
I love
So that's what that one's about. Yeah.
That. So if you had one tip that you could share, there's someone out there listening and she's got this side hustle and she's working it on her lunch break. She's working it at night. She's working it early in the morning. And she's like, I know I'm made for more. I know I could do this full time. I know I could help people. But she's holding herself back for something, whether it be fear, mindset. What is one tip that you could give the entrepreneur that's looking to just jump in, a tip or a tool or something that they could take away from this and implement immediately?
Wow.
I know.
That is always a deep one, right? Because you have to pick one, right?
Right. Well, you've got 10, so they're definitely going to get 10.
Yes.
Check the comments and if you're on the podcast, check the show notes. You will get her 10 ways, but I want her to highlight one for you. And it's a loaded question. I know. I'm sorry.
I know. I think it all starts with your schedule, right? Start scheduling things in. Start scheduling all the things in, right? So schedule when you're going to be home with the kids, or I'm home with the kids all the time, but when am I present with my children?
Right.
I schedule time for myself and I honor that time like a doctor's appointment.
Right.
So that is the one thing. Schedule that time and honor that time.
During that time with yourself, is that self-care or is that time that you're working on you? Are you reading? What do you do during your time that you schedule with yourself? And that's a personal question here. But when I have scheduled time with myself, I'm still attached to my phone or I'm still doing something that's pulling energy from me. What do you do when you schedule time for yourself?
So I think that is for each mom to find for themselves, like what are those things, but you have to sit down and reflect. What are those things that replenish you without draining you, like you're saying? For me personally, is reading. I read books the way I would visit with a friend. I was actually talking to my husband this morning and telling him how a good author will write a story that makes you say, I want to go hang out with my friend and just hear what's going on in the world. So that's me. I love to read.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And I listen to Audible on like 2 speed because that's how fast my brain goes. So
yes, me too, right?
But I haven't been a reader in the past. I have not. But I love that you said that because it just keeps reiterating these things to me. Because I put that on my goal sheet for 2022 was to just complete 12 books, one a month.
Me too, right?
Because I'm not the one that can sit down and read without my brain wandering somewhere else. So Audible works good for me. But the reason I made that a goal was because every successful person I've ever read about or heard from or heard speak, or they all either have a book or they got books that they recommend. Yes. And so reading is essential to success somehow, some
Yes.
way. And I think it's just learning from others' mistakes the same way we will do from a video or an interview. But that's why I put that on my vision board. I was like, I hate reading. I don't like it. I could find 1,000 other things I want to do. But every successful person I know reads and they write books. And I got to do that. If I'm going to be successful, I got to figure that out. So I figured out I like Audible and 2-speed because I'm very often like, get to the point, get to the point, get to the point. You know? And so I love it because it's getting there. And I did not know YouTube will go on 2-speed, but I like it because I'm like, yes, I can get to the point. So I love that you mentioned books because it just keeps reiterating that.
Yeah.
I got to keep reading. I got to keep reading. So I will go ahead and just ask you the last loaded question, but where can people find you? This one should be easy, but I will make sure that all your links are in the show notes or in the comments on Facebook. But what is the best way for people to reach out to you if they say, hey, Matilda, I want to work with you. I want to do coaching with you, or I want to take your course. I want your masterclass. Where can they find you the best, the easiest way?
So the best way to get in touch with me is to DM me either on Facebook or on Instagram. On Instagram, it's Momming Smart. On Facebook, you can find Momming Smart, which is my business page, or my personal page, Matilda B. B as in BE. Just that. So
I will make sure it's spelled in the show notes and also in the title and all the things. But I have thoroughly enjoyed having you. I appreciate
Thank you. This has been wonderful.
Yes. And I love giving my audience a very rounded feel because I do one thing. Mm-hmm. There's women that do thousands of things. So I have not had anyone come on here yet and talk about momming smart. And that's for moms. So let's work smarter, not harder. So but
that is the essence of it. Yes.
It is, and I haven't mastered it yet. So I am gonna put Matilda on my, follow first list. Send me a notification every time Matilda shares something because I gotta get this mom thing figured out. Like I've got to figure that out.
Yes.
I've been a workaholic my whole life. I haven't been a mom my whole life. So I got to give myself time to figure it out.
That's true. That's true.
Look, learning from someone that has it more together than me is great. That's the goal. But thank you all so much for listening. If you're watching the video, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out and get Matilda's 10 ways to get your time back. Get in her Run Your Day Like a Boss. I will be there, no doubt. And thank you so much, Matilda, for joining.
Thank you. You have a good one.
You too.